Welcome to the Reinvent You show. I'm George.
I'm Mazlan. It's about seeing everyday challenges
Differently.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Reinvent You show. This week is a continuation of last week's episode where we were role playing on how to handle difficult people. Link is in the description below. Enjoy the episode.
And there's another thing as well.
Yeah.
We started too late. We're not going to make the deadline.
Do you know why we started too late? Are you aware of the conditions that caused it?
Yeah, I know, but
It's happened, right? It's fine. We're in a situation now where it's late, and therefore we need to decide what's best to do from this point. Is that what you're saying?
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, then why don't we look at what resources we have, what the new timeline looks like it's going to be, and I will work to negotiate and see everything I can do to either get more resources to finish it on time, or we negotiate a realistic timeline so we're not disappointing people later. Sound like a plan with you?
No way.
Yeah. Because a while ago you used to annoy me. Full confession. You used to push my buttons, but now I'm realizing you're actually a good guy. And all I needed to do was just assume you want to help me and care and just lean in more. And it's already happening. My new attitude is already improving the way we're engaging. So I just wanted to own that with you. All right, let's debrief.
Ooh, that was a big one for me. Assuming that person wants me to succeed and then coming from that place.
Yeah. Do you know why?
Why?
Because if he doesn't want you to succeed, he's in deep trouble. So he better defend your assumption. He better signal through his behavior that he agrees with you. He wants you to succeed. Because if you don't succeed, he's hurting the company. If he doesn't play a role for you to succeed, he's hurting the company.
This is a very, very hard thing. Not hard. It's going to be
see,
very challenging
yeah,
because
but-
all I see is that he's trying to rip me out to shreds. But to change that assumption, this is what we talked about trading assumptions. This is a big one to change for me.
Yeah, but you see, walk in the fire, you'll be shocked how much of it doesn't burn at all. Because that role play just then was all win-win, wasn't it? It was just win-win, right? And it was hard for you to even be challenging with me, wasn't it?
It was very hard.
It was very hard. It's like you admiring that other lady. She was so powerful, they couldn't bend that in a bad way, could they?
See what's happening.
See, you can only control who you choose to be. He can walk away from that, interaction we just simulated. He could walk away in real life and go, effing arsehole. I don't like that guy. No, he can.
Yeah.
And it might happen because he'll know you've clocked him. And you're too powerful and you're too focused and you're too engaged, and that you're going to leave a trail of email documentation of engagement, questions, win-win invitations, and it will expose him if he doesn't click into that.
Wow. I love that.
I'm not saying to you to go convert people to become good people for you.
No.
I'm saying be the kind of person so that those that want to be good love working with you, and those that just can't get out of their bad faith fear you enough not to screw with you.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, but isn't that the way it's? Yeah.
I have a question about that role play though.
Oh yeah.
How were you confident because we were role playing, right?
Yeah. Okay.
How would you tell our viewers to stay confident, like being that role play guy? You were very confident because most people will feel attacked. You're late. You're in that moment.
I know. You're right. And look, it's because there's a foundation that allows you to first even be able to imagine how to be that person, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that you can rehearse it in your mind, visualize it, and then eventually be it, right? But there's a foundation to that. And that foundation needs work, right? You can't just build a building without a proper slab, foundations, right? So what are those foundations to allow someone to know they matter, to know that they can create win-win? You have to back yourself to know that you will want win-win, and you will ask enough questions to understand, and you will do your own research, and your effort in your own time to come to the table with genuine value, but you also know what you need in return to keep that happening. You need to work on why that's real for you as your foundation of who you want to be. If you don't do that, then you're waiting for someone to shoot you down. You're waiting for someone to trip you up. You're waiting for someone to say, ha ha, you're an imposter, or you've made dumb mistakes and now I get to tease you, report you, reject you, humiliate you. It's like, no. That foundation will let you feel that that world, anyone who tries to operate that way, will be the absurd one.
Right. I see what
And
you're
you
saying.
have to build that foundation enough so that you really feel that's true.
So how do you go about building that foundation? One thing I like to do
Yeah.
is I like to look at what I've done so far. So I have this thing called a scorecard,
Yeah.
and I look at all my achievements.
Yeah.
And I know deep down inside I'm a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's a lot easier for me to assume the identity now, or to own it.
Yeah.
But for other people, I think, building that foundation of that knowing that you are of value, to be able to hold yourself in that way, in that manner, in that role play continuously. Wow, that's powerful.
Well, it would be continuous if you had that foundation. You see, you're not trying to be something hoping to succeed. You're just being who you want to be because it's authentic. It's an authentic position. It represents truth. You're clear about your intentions. You're clear about your capability. You're clear about what win-win looks like. You expect people to want win-win. You operate at that place. So it's easy to stay there because it's the only place. If you don't make that foundation home, well, then you're just visiting and you're going to leave there. So you need to make it home. So you need to work on it enough until it feels like home. And now try taking you away from being that way. It's like burning your hand on a stove. It feels ridiculous, right?
Yeah. I can't wait for him to say one more thing now. I want to see how I can make it a win-win. I want to make it a win-win. So win-win in my mind, based on what you said, is okay. Oh, actually, okay, sure. How can I do this better?
Yeah.
Like, is there anything that we can do together to make this work?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. Now, if he's giving you stuff that makes no sense, then assume that unfortunately he's coming from a bad faith place and he's manipulating and he's trying to weaken you. And that's just the dark side of us as humans, where we cope by trying to weaken someone else. And if we can't weaken them with truth, we'll weaken them with lies and mistruths, right? Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but what I'm saying is this. If you genuinely come at someone to get feedback and they start to talk to you and give you things that don't even make sense, don't add up, don't connect to facts, and it's just one convoluted opinion, one reframed fact that's slanted in a way to manipulate, then you need to say, man, you need to be clearer with me. This is not landing. Do me a favor. Think about the feedback you want to give me. Put it in writing. Like, because what you're telling me right now, I'm pretty good at logic. I can reason with people pretty quick, and this is not happening right now.
Yeah.
I'm hearing words, but it sounds like a word salad, and it's not working for me. See, the power shifted. He now needs to prove to you that his feedback is legit. Because, okay, let's go back to the foundation. Wouldn't you agree that things should make sense?
Yes.
Oh, wow, you've really hesitated there. Things should make sense, right? And if things don't make sense, don't you think that we have a right to ask questions?
Yeah, for sure.
When they don't make sense? Are these non-negotiable?
To me, it is.
Yeah, exactly. You know what that means for us? We can't lose, because it means if the person makes sense, we learn something. If they don't make sense, then we ask them through questions to clarify. And if it still doesn't make sense, we ask them to go and really think through what they're trying to say and try to find the words to get back to us, even if they use AI, GPT, or whatever. That's helpful because no one has a right to double speak on you, and then you have to somehow pretend that you're getting it when you don't.
Right.
If you don't, you don't. And if anyone tries to gaslight you and say there's something wrong with you because you don't understand what I'm saying to you, then you got to say you have to believe that communication is about, if the receiver is not receiving, then the other person needs to keep making an effort of saying it differently to get through, even if it's in writing. You see, make it in writing, because then you could reread it, and then sit with it and try to understand and even get a third opinion from someone else. What is this person trying to say? Right?
Yeah.
But I can tell you, I know I've been speaking about this a lot right now, but that might only happen once in 10,000 times, that you'll get to a point where the person's double speaking because they put themselves into a corner where they're trying to make you believe something, but they're not using facts. They just want you to believe it because it's to their advantage, right? That happens 1 in 10,000 times, maybe 1 in 1,000 in some environments, maybe 1 in 100 in some toxic environments, maybe 1 in 10 in disaster environments. You follow me?
Yeah.
But you got to have that resilience to know how to deal with double speak.
One step at a time. One step at a time. I like what you said here today. I was expecting this whole podcast to go to in a different direction.
Did you?
Yeah. It was more of a, techniques on how to deal with difficult people. Then I realized the technique starts with me.
Yeah. We're the difficult person. We are. You know why? It's the only thing we can control.
Yeah.
That person can be difficult all they like. They're just not going to get away with it when we step up, when we measure up. And it won't be our problem. A difficult person is simply someone who's operating in a way that's not giving you a win-win. Now, we don't know their motivations. They actually may be genuinely not getting value out of you. So we have to assume that might be true, right? So we've got to stay humble. We've got to stay open-minded. And then we've got to come to the table to negotiate, to learn whether that part of it is real, and own it first, to earn respect, to earn credibility. And you'll find a lot of people will get less difficult fast when they see how humble, engaging, and solid you are. You're not pleading. You know what I mean? You're not acting like a victim. You're going in on the front foot, just wanting to own where your next evolution adaptation will be in your role.
This is some powerful shit.
Well, thank you.
This is powerful. All right. I just want to summarize some of the things that I'm hearing now.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to forget this, and I don't want to. Actually, I'm not going to forget this because we've got the podcast. But what I got out of this is that win-win. Strive for the win-win. Know yourself, that foundation that we talked about, strong enough to the point where you just know, and you're not coming from an attacking angle, you're coming from a love angle. This person wants me to win, and I'm very capable. Maybe there's a nugget here that I can explore to make me even a better delivery. Oh, this guy has a need. He said some stuff about me, not the project being late. And let's figure it out. What do you want to happen? Let's discuss it. Let's go to the next step. I can do that. Easy. And then I like the idea of, I'm still going to figure out that doublespeak thing, but I think for me now, the negotiating part, putting it in a way that person, has to sort of, I guess, admit that I'm working hard. That's gonna take a long while for a bit of time for me to practice.
Yeah, but look, sometimes you really don't need someone to admit you're working hard. You just it's not the working hard, it's the, are you receiving the level of value you expect from me? No. Well, then let's look at how close I am to that level. What is right at how high are we at the value that you like, and then what's missing. That creates perspective.
I like that.
Instead of just sticking to what's wrong, and then, like you're right, it's a real bugbear for a lot of us where you deliver 6 tons of value, and then there's 1 kilogram of no value, and then they spend 99% of their attention on the 1 kilogram and pretend the 6 tons is non-existent. That's dumb. That's poor leadership. But unfortunately, a lot of us are raised to only notice the bad shit. And now brain's gullible to literally live in the reality of what is bad and not what is great. That's why part of life is unfair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the brain gets skewed out of perspective in such a bizarre way that it really does cause us to make bad decisions, including not naming the 6 tons of value that someone's giving us because we're so focused on the kilogram that just wasn't quite right.
Yeah, I always try to focus on the 6 tons. That's just a leader that I want to be.
Yeah, but that earns you the right to address the 1 kilogram.
You're right.
In a healthy way.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, you can't just rose-colored glasses, love the 6 tons, and ignore the next evolution.
I see what you're saying. The angling of how I like that. Well, I think that pretty much sums up our podcast for this week.
Yeah, what do you think it's called?
I don't know. I thought it was going to be how to handle difficult people.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it's...
Difficult me.
Yeah. How to handle the difficult me or difficult me. All right.
What's that movie that sounds like Difficult Me, but it isn't?
I don't know.
Despicable.
A despicable me. Yeah. All right. I like that. I'm gonna have to reflect on this episode. And then, next week you touched on boundaries, and I'm so bad at setting boundaries.
Yeah.
And I want to learn how to set boundaries and why I'm so afraid of it. So that will be our next topic for next week.
Boundaries science.
That's right. Something that I didn't learn at school. I wish I did. It doesn't take a lot for you guys to hit the subscribe button. It will help us a lot. And if you do feel that this has resonated with you, feel free to share this with anybody else who needs to find out that they are the difficult one. All right, guys. Till next week.
Thank
Ciao,
you,
everyone.
everybody.
Thank you, everybody. See you guys. Bye.
Thank you for joining the Reinvent You show.
And remember, don't take yourself or life too seriously.